Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back. We got our buddy. The closer is back, right? You had to close all your tabs in order to get here, right?
The closer. That's the one.
Let's go. All right, welcome back. No, his actual name is Jeremy or Jeff or whatever else you want to go by.
Yeah,
Did
it
we
says
determine
Jeremiah,
last time?
but he calls me Jeremy.
Yeah. Your screen says Jeff Tyson, so that'll be your name.
That's me. That's my real
Welcome
name.
back. All right, folks, we got a loaded episode for you. Let me go ahead and tell you what you will be hearing in today's episode. We are going to talk about Hendrick winning at Iowa this past weekend. Of course, it's going to be loaded with Hendrick info today because some of our teammates got a little scrappy on the track. We'll talk about that in a few minutes, among other hot topics within the sport. And then at the end of the episode, we're going to give a little Watkins Glen preview. So, once again, happy to have Jeremy back on the pod. We both have drinks, I believe, so it's time to share what we're drinking. And, dude, if you want to make a toast to anything, I had a hard time coming up with something. So I'll let you go first. Have the honors. Tell us what you're drinking and if you want to, dedicate this episode to anybody, this drink.
All right. Well, I ventured out a little bit today. Got My Boy Blue. Got it
And
from
what
Publix.
is that?
It is a blueberry wheat beer. It's very sweet and delicious.
I
Would
bet.
recommend.
Where's it from?
I got it from Publix.
No, who brews it?
Good question.
Wasn't it in Tampa?
Nope. Florida
Florida Avenue. That's right. Yeah. Okay. You know a lot more about your beer than I know because I'm not sure who brews this one, but this is the one we tried recently. I got a garage beer.
I almost got that one tonight.
You still have some left?
I got one left.
Okay. Yeah, so this is just a 4% light beer, 95 calories. Pretty good. Got a fridge loaded of it, so I figured I'd have one tonight. Time to pop that sucker open. You want to dedicate this drink or this episode to anybody?
I do.
Okay, go for it.
Larson first in our fantasy NASCAR league, so I'm a toast to Kyle Larson to win Watkins Glen this week.
Dude, he's actually included in my toast as well.
Really?
Yeah, like I told you, I'm pulling this one out of my butt like 5 minutes before you were closing your tabs to join this. I'm going to dedicate this episode to all of the Hendrick Motorsports birthdays for the entire year. So this happened to be like a big week for Hendrick Motorsports birthdays. Kyle Larson, Jeff Gordon, Chad Canals, Alan Gustafson, all very recognizable names, just celebrated birthdays within the last week. And if I decided to give a toast to every Hendrick Motorsports employee that ever had a birthday, it'd be like every episode, and I'm not going to do that. So this will just cover the entire year. Happy birthday to all of my favorite team. This episode is for you. And cheers, bro. Let's talk a little NASCAR. Dang. Even after
Dale, yeah.
one sip, that's all it took. All right. Well, let's start with our Iowa recap. We're going to touch on a few of the hot topics. I gave you some talking points and wanted to bring up a few things. Let's first start with probably the biggest topic coming from Iowa was William Byron winning his first race since the Daytona 500. That obviously kicked off the season, so it feels like it's been a while since he last won a race, especially with as great of a season that he's had. So this past week, with just his second win of the season, he reclaimed the points lead. And I also made a note that only points leaders this season have come from Hendrick Motorsports. I think there was, William Byron had it for a long stretch at the beginning of the year. Kyle Larson took it for like 1 week. Then William Byron got the points lead back. And then a few weeks ago, Chase Elliott took over the points lead. He had it for like 2 weeks, and now it's back with William Byron again. So we haven't let anyone else lead the points yet this year. And in a little bit, we'll update you on where we all stand in the driver standings, but William Byron has led more laps this season than any other driver in the series. So I think it's safe to say that his summer slump is over. And now I think he's really going to begin that charge that he's about to go on a run towards maybe his first Cup championship ever. We will see. But what did you take from William Byron's win in Iowa this past weekend, Jeremy?
Well, he stretched that fuel out.
Yeah, he
Obviously,
did.
he kind of dominated the second half of that race.
Yep.
Led the most laps. And yeah, I mean, there was obviously some concern with the fuel there after he just ran out 2 weeks prior at Dover, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And his crew chief was telling him, even on the last lap of the race, like, "Yo, back it down. Like, we are gonna run out of gas. Like, we are close."
Yeah.
So it was nice to see him win, though.
Yeah, dude, I'm really glad you said that actually about him running out. And I too, I did not remember if it was Dover or Brickyard, but I was thinking the same thing. It because a lot of people in the sport are talking about how these drivers always seem to make it, and I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking a couple weeks ago William Byron didn't make it.
Yeah,
He
I
actually
know for a
ran
fact
out.
because I had him in fantasy league that week.
Did you? Go figure. So yeah, I think that's a great observation you made because it feels like maybe if they're I don't know how he did it. Especially hearing the stress on the radio, like you said, coming from his crew chief. Pretty impressive that he went on that long of a run, and that's probably it's probably another conversation for another day. But you also mentioned that he dominated the second half of the race, and we've seen him dominate some races this year, and they've kind of slipped away from him. This one he capitalized on, and he finished the
Mhm,
deal.
mhm.
So I'm really elated to see that happen for him. But like you said, the fuel thing, I don't think it taints the win, but it's just weird to see a short track race come down to fuel mileage and who can save and who can make it. And so
Mhm.
he definitely earned this win, but just weird. Had a ton of cautions that fell his way and helped them, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. If it wasn't for all
Yeah,
those cautions, there was no way he's making it to the end. And
right.
Visca was closing in on him towards the end too, but I mean,
Yep.
it was going to be tough to pass. Like he was not going to give him the outside to pass, and it was hard to pass on the inside all day.
Yeah, that's something these cars have always struggled with. And, I hate to be realistic, but I mean, William Byron probably wasn't the best car. Keselowski led a bunch of laps and seemed
Mhm.
like he probably had the best control of the race when he was out front. But
Yeah,
it's
he
really
won the
about
first 2 stages.
what's that?
I think he won the first 2 stages,
Yeah, he might have.
so I think he dominated the first half.
Yeah. This sport has just really become about who can gain that track position the best, maybe the latest in the race, and you can usually keep it there.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I mean, because even Byron, when he was leading the race, had he caught the tail end of the lead lap and couldn't pass them, and it's just it's a
Right, right,
horrible
right. Yeah, he did struggle passing some
it,
lap cars
it's
there.
a horrible product to watch. But that's just the name of the game right now.
Right.
And so they figured out a way to get that car out in the lead, and the success rate is usually pretty good if you can get the lead late in the race.
Yep.
So,
The right half to dominate, right?
yeah. We just were talking about the fuel, so I want to get your take on the fuel bar. And I'm not sure if you knew exactly what I was referring to when I sent
I know
these notes to
exactly
you.
what you were talking about
Okay, so
after I looked it up on the internet.
so we've seen like I think this is the third network to uh, give us races on TV this year, and so I don't even remember what Fox Sports did if they had a fuel bar or whatever. I do remember Prime Video when they were doing the races. They did some kind of like burn meter or burn bar, and it would show like
Mhm,
it was
mhm.
kind of connected to the driver's throttle, and just kind of giving an idea of how much fuel the cars were actually burning. And I liked it. and I think it was maybe the best representation that we've seen so far from a network on what these guys are doing inside the car in real time. But this past week, watching this Iowa race, man, I'm just about over the fuel bar. Now, obviously, what was it? USA, I think it's falls under the NBC umbrella, but they don't do the fuel bar the same way that Prime Video did, and so at this point, I'm just kind of over that. I don't want to see the fuel bar anymore. Um, I feel like it's very inconsistent. It's not accurate at all. Um, I personally just want to see how many laps have been run since the last time that driver pitted.
Hmm.
Um, I'm kind of old school that way. Like, just tell me when they were last on pit road and show me how far they've gone since then. Maybe before the race, like provide me the ideal pit window so I know when to expect them to be pitting. But these drivers are at a place now in their careers. It's a it's just a talent that they have. Some can conserve better than others, and so it's impossible for these networks to really gauge how much fuel is really left in that tank. What do you think about the fuel bar, or any of this?
Well, I definitely agree with you on the Prime Video. Definitely the best. They set the standard. Like
Yeah,
it's up here. Like in pretty much every category. Like I wish Prime Video could just take over full time.
sure, I'd be down.
Um, yeah. Obviously the fuel bar on this network this week was pretty inaccurate, like you said. But what I did like about it, which I guess you kind of get the same exact thing from just looking at, like you said, the last lap that everyone pitted. It did let you know the difference in fuel between the drivers, but I mean,
Yeah,
obviously, it was way off on how much fuel they had left.
yeah. Yeah, I just want to know, like, if they can go 100 laps on fuel, and also you gotta imagine tires need to be figured into that equation too.
Hmm.
But the tires that they had at Iowa seemed like they could have run until Christmas got here.
Right.
So, I mean, if it really comes down to like the fuel, if they can go 100 laps on a tank, then I would imagine my driver needs to pit on like lap 300 if it's a 400 lap race or whatever, you know.
Hmm.
Um, but if he's pitting at lap 260, then there's no way in heck he's gonna
Yeah.
make it, right?
Unless you
So,
got some extra fuel like Joey Logano.
yeah, yeah. So I'm glad William Byron made it last longer than everybody else, but I just think these like little fuel bars are a little corny and a little too much. I feel like maybe the networks are trying to do too much.
Yeah.
Just keep it simple. Let the teams let them do their thing and let us enjoy the race. I don't know. That's just the old school fan in me. I think
Yeah. I don't think
maybe
these
it's for
networks want
somebody out there.
yeah, I don't think these networks want Amazon to leave them in the dust. They're trying to like catch up somehow.
Yeah, true, true. I guess they got to do what they got to do
Right.
to try and contend with them, right?
Hmm.
All right. Well, I just hope it improves then if they're going to keep this up.
Right.
Or at least let me have the option with my remote to toggle it on or toggle it off.
That would be the best. They're always showing whatever I don't want to see. Like there's 10 laps left in the race. Let's show you what manufacturer everyone's driving in instead of the intervals between drivers.
Yeah.
Like, get off the screen.
Oh my gosh. Dude, I feel that actually way down deep in my toes. Yeah, I'll drink to that too. Ugh. Yeah, like, all right. Anyway, yeah, we'll just save that for another day. All right. Next topic I wanted to bring up, and I'm going to throw this to you first, and then I'll clean up. I'll bat fourth or whatever. The racing contact by Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson. This obviously is, two Hendrick teammates that I adore very much. But I wanted to know what you thought. That racing contact between the two, was that fair or was that foul?
Well, let me tell you why it wasn't foul. I mean, obviously, two teammates hitting each other is never like fair, but it wasn't foul. Um, we're talking about the stage two contact where they got into each other big time, right?
Yeah,
obviously that wasn't their only contact, but that was the main contact.
Yeah, right.
So Larson was racing Joey Logano on the inside. He claims that he did not see Chase Elliott make the move to come to his outside while he was focused on Logano. Obviously, Elliott was very frustrated about the situation.
Yeah.
But later, Larson's spotter comes in and says, "Hey, that's on me. Like, I didn't let him know that Elliott was making a move on the outside." So I don't think it was any. I mean, definitely nothing intentional on either driver's end. But
Right.
and
Was
I
this
don't
on a
think
restart, right?
this was on the second stage restart. Some
Yeah.
second stage restart, one of them.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't think it's gonna leave like any ill will between the drivers. They said they were gonna handle it internally, discuss it. There was nothing like, aside from the initial frustration from Elliott in the contact. Larson was just frustrated all day. He was getting banged around and finished like 28th or something like that.
Yeah,
29th.
yeah.
But yeah, all you.
Yeah. And that initial frustration is always going to happen.
Mhm.
I mean, even if your grandmother runs into you, you're still probably going to like F bomb her. But then you're like, oh, I was working with her. Never mind. I take that back. Like, we'll work that out later. My take on it is it's like Rubbin's racing, man.
Yeah,
Um,
they were just
this
racing.
is two drivers that badly needed to capitalize on the restarts because you see, we were just talking about how difficult it is to pass. Like William Byron couldn't even pass the cars on the tail end of the lead lap. Like it's
Mhm.
incredibly difficult to pass. And so when you're bunched up and on the restarts, you got to capitalize and take what you can. That's just what these cars have given us. Chaotic restarts. That's mainly what ended up turning into having the big run of cautions that we had in this race. So, like, I think Chase and Larson, I think they work pretty well together. And so at the end of the day, though, they're competitors to each other as well. They're racing for the guys that wear the same number, the same colors, the same sponsor that they wear. And so Chase has his own team, Larson has his own team. And even though they work well together within the week, I mean, on Sunday, you are ultimately competitors and you want to beat one another. So I think it's completely fair. The only way it would be foul is if you don't want this to lead to like an accident. You don't want to take each other out over something like this. But I mean, you never really see these guys running into each other anyway. So I don't think that there's going to be anything that carries over here. I'm not too worried about the relationship. They're both very professional, and like I said, I think that this team, Hendrick Motorsports, as an organization, I think they are the best, and they will make things work. Even if there is a little friction on the inside, I'm not sure that we will ever see that because they will be able to kind of work itself out one way or another. So, um, yeah, I thought it was pretty fair myself. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to Denny Hamlin's podcast. Did you this week?
No, I did not.
No, he called both of these drivers out. I need to send you the clip on social media, but he was saying that both of these guys were laying back on the restarts and kind of getting like a running head start on the green flag, and thought NASCAR should maybe patrol that a little bit better. Obviously, I'm not using his words, um,
Yeah.
and I see like a little bit of a point that he's making there. But he doesn't think that they should be allowed to make some of the moves that they made. They were putting not only themselves but others in difficult positions, but that's just what this type of racing has brought us to, I think. So
Right, right. And I mean, there's no rules against it right now, so I mean, that's definitely something they could look at in the future.
yeah,
I mean, well, there might be. I mean, who knows? Maybe it just wasn't obvious enough for them to say anything about it.
yeah, I think what he was getting at was there is a rule towards that, but
Mm,
NASCAR's just not enforcing it because it's mid pack, and so they're just not watching things as closely back there. Um, I guess maybe what he meant to say was like if they were on the first two rows and they were making moves like this,
mhm.
then that might be a time that NASCAR makes a call, like during the race.
Right. They were too far back for anyone to care at that point.
Yeah, right. So I thought that was interesting that he brought that up. Just makes me hate him even more. And I always think it's impossible to do that, but no,
He
he
finds a way every week.
every week. So last thing I got for you before we actually get into discussing the rest of Iowa was I want to get your take on Talladega Nights. I felt like this was a great topic for me and you to touch on together on the episode, but
Very
Larson
excited.
said on a podcast this past week that his quote said, referring to the movie Talladega Nights, "It turned our sport into a joke." Um, and I don't think he was like meaning that in a terribly bad way. He began his quote by saying he liked the movie.
I
But
did see that.
because we saw this movie together, I wanted to get your thoughts out in the public airwaves and get your take on Talladega Nights because boy, I love it.
Well, me too. Me too. And
Yeah,
let me tell you, NASCAR is lucky that they get the kind of recognition that they get because of Talladega Nights. While
yeah,
um um his main concern was that he didn't want people to think of Talladega Nights as the first thing when they hear NASCAR. They want them to think of like the actual racing. And
yeah, yeah.
Byron seconded that. He also tweeted that like
Saw that
100%.
on Twitter.
They should not be thinking about this movie when they hear NASCAR.
Yeah,
I mean, for people like me and you, we might. But I may have mentioned the topic to my dad, and he said, "I think of racing when I hear NASCAR."
right. Yeah,
So there, it's a certain demographic that's gonna think about that first, like us.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I love the movie, but I'm not a driver in the sport either. Maybe if,
Right. I could see where it would be like feeling made fun of a little bit.
yeah, yeah. Um, I'm sure they get fans that chirp every now and then. Probably use some of the quotes from that line, the one-liners from the movie, and it probably gets under their skin after hearing it 500 times. But boy, I love that movie, and I'll defend it.
Absolutely.
So
Yes,
what?
sir. Reminds me of when Dale Jr. in the movie. Can I get your autograph? Don't tell the other guys, man. I just love you.
Yeah, yep. That's the thing. There was NASCAR embraced it too when they made that movie. NASCAR
Oh,
embraced
for
it, and
sure. They had let their broadcasters and everything go in there. Like that
yeah,
was a huge thing.
I think it's a huge compliment that Will Ferrell himself went and made this movie about NASCAR.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Real
And,
good
and
stuff.
and it brought a lot more people to NASCAR
Yeah,
that may not have been interested in it.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I was never interested in ice skating until Blades of Glory. That's that's not a joke. Like I did.
I'm
I
glad it did
respect it
happen,
more
man.
now after seeing that movie. It's a great movie. Will Ferrell, man, he's a goat. All right.
Amen.
Anyway,
I'll drink to that.
drink to anything.
I've
All right,
taken a sip before drinking.
let's talk Iowa real quick. I'm gonna give a little rundown of how each of our drivers did at Iowa this past weekend. And when I'm finished, if you want to give like one little note or one takeaway that you had from that driver's performance, please feel free to chime in. But overall, for a Hendrick organization, this is win number 318 all time. That's more than any other organization in the Cup Series. And this is win number 6 of the season. So first, we have William Byron. He started second, and then he went on to finish third in stage 1. And he didn't score any stage points in stage 2, but obviously he won the race. So this is career win number 15 for William Byron. The takeaway that I have from this race, I think I've already mentioned it, but if he ever did have a summer slump, which I think he widely avoided a summer slump this year, but if he ever was in one, I think it's safe to say he's done with any bad runs. I really think from here going forward, now that he's reclaimed the points lead, I would not be surprised if he makes a strong charge towards his first Cup championship. So, what'd you take away from the 24 race this week?
Well, the 24 I probably have the least to say about because of how he just dominated that second half, like we talked about earlier, and stretching the fuel out. I had more to say about everyone else, so continue.
All right, will do. Next, we had Alex Bowman, who started 16th. He finished 7th in stage 2, and then he finished 7th overall for the race. So, my takeaway here, hear me out. This is his 13th top 10 finish of the season. That puts him only one behind Kyle Larson for the Cup Series lead in top 10 finishes. If you go back to my season preview, my bold prediction for Alex Bowman was he was going to lead the Cup Series in top 10 finishes this year. And he went through a 2-month period where he was in quite a slump, where we saw a few top 10, like for sure, top 10 finishes kind of fall away from him. So he could very easily be in the lead of this category. So even with that rough 2-month stretch, he's right there knocking on the door. This was another one of those races. They finished top 10, and while they're not wowing us, they're also just doing what they need to do to stay afloat in the point standings. And I'll touch on that probably in just a moment. But yeah, pretty. I'm pretty content with what the 48 team's doing right now. What say you?
Nice, nice. First off, I just want to say that I'm still not sure what to do with my hands going back to Talladega Nights. I keep doing this, resting in the mirror, like they're all over the place. Um, anyways, Bowman, he has been he has I mean, yeah, he did have a little bit of a rough stretch, but I would say him and Elliott are the most consistent, if you will, like consistent like top 10 guys. Bowman's got an average finish of 8th in the past 8 races.
You said 8.
Mhm.
Okay.
He's just been consistently like good. Like
Yeah.
I think he's over his rough stretch.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Agreed. Hopefully.
Right,
Um,
right, right.
yeah, and we need him to hang on for 3 more races so he can make the playoffs, and then who knows what he might be able to do.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, all right, so next we got Chase Elliott. He started 8th. He finished 8th in stage 1. Didn't score any stage points in stage 2, but then he finished 14th for the race. My big takeaway here was we're following his streak of top 20 finishes to begin the season. So
Mhm.
every race this year, he's finished top 20. That's now 23 consecutive races, which is only 6 away from his dad's record of 29. So he is closing in on that pretty quickly. I think his toughest challenge is going to be Daytona in a few weeks. But if he can get through that, I think he's got a shot at breaking this record. And you were just talking about his consistency, and this is
Mhm.
one of those stats that goes and shows how consistent he is. So, what do you think
Absolutely.
about the 9 team?
I mean, obviously, I mean, considering what happened to Larson and everything, and all the trouble that they had together, for him to finish 14th is not terrible for this race. I mean, he has been consistently good, but didn't get that top 10, whatever. And like you said, it is going to be tough to keep that top 20 streak alive with Daytona coming up. I mean, anyone could finish last in that race. But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, he's consistent. You can see it. I mean, he's up there in the points like almost every year, like in the top there. So like,
yeah,
I can see why he would want to go back to the old point format the whole season and everything.
yep, exactly. I think I brought that up recently.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
you
that
did
was
in one of
last
these.
week, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. So, real quick on Chase, not a great track. Iowa's not super strong for him. He finished, I think, third last year, but um, comes out and finishes 14th this past week. I had him in fantasy last week at Iowa, so I picked him in the first round, and that was pretty much because like I just knew I was going to get a good finish out of him.
Right.
Maybe not contend for a win, maybe not a top 5, but I felt like he was at least going to have a good, consistent finish, regardless of what gets thrown his way. He somehow figures out how to get back into the top 20 somewhere. So, yeah, that's a feather in his cap. Last is Kyle Larson. He started third for this race, and then he finished 6th in the first stage. No stage points to stage 2, but then he finished 28th. And the takeaway that I have here is, yes, you mentioned a few minutes ago, he kind of got like in his head in the middle of the race. We heard him kind of venting on the radio, and I think Cliff Daniels did a pretty good job of just talking him through that, saying, "Go ahead and get it out now. I'll make a plan and a strategy for how we're going to finish this race off." But at the end of the day, no matter what Kyle Larson thinks or what he says or how he performs, at the end of the day, this guy is still Kyle Larson. And yeah, I know we just saw him also go through maybe more of a summer slump than William Byron ever had. But the past 2 races, I think he's had 2 top 5 finishes. He has shown that he is the guy. Any given week, any given Sunday, Kyle Larson is going to be a guy to beat. And so, yeah, I think he's going to dust off the bad vibes that happened in Iowa, and he'll be just fine coming to one of his stronger tracks at Watkins Glen this week. So what do you think of the 5 team in Iowa?
All right. Well, let me piggyback off the last thing you said. I certainly hope he has a strong week at Watkins Glen because I picked him. What was it for? I picked him in the first round of our draft for Watkins Glen. So I'm hoping for a great week for him. Obviously, we're back to Iowa. Obviously, he did not have a great week. Finished 28th. He was frustrated from. He almost got taken out by Christopher Bell later in the race.
Yeah.
And that really set him off. He had some colorful language for not just about Christopher Bell, but just everything in the whole race. He was not happy about getting banged around the whole time, which I can understand. Like, the way he dominated Bristol like earlier this year, I think he led like 400 and something laps.
Yeah.
You just have such a hard time on this track. That's what 8/10 of a mile or something like that.
Right.
Definitely can be frustrating for him, but like you said, he's Kyle Larson. He's gonna rebound and win that race for me next week.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's as good as they get. Especially currently, he is one of the best drivers in all of motorsports. And so, when he isn't racing up to his standard, I mean, you're going to hear that colorful language. You're going to see that frustration come out, and that's just what they got to do. They got to get it out and move on.
Yep.
So, all right, let's give a little update on the driver standings. Then, William Byron has reclaimed that points lead for the season. He has 770 total points. Now, Chase Elliott fell back to second in the points. He's just minus 18. And then Larson is in third in the driver standings. He is just 45 points back. But Alex Bowman is the one that we're probably watching closest right now. So we would love to have all 4. It feels like one of those 3 drivers I just mentioned is going to get the regular season championship. Obviously, we'll be watching closely to see which one gets it. But what we're watching even closer is to see if we can get our 4th driver secured into the playoffs. So Alex Bowman is 15th in the playoff standings right now. He's plus 63. So all that is good. He's got to survive another 3 races. If he can enter Daytona 15th in the playoff standings, plus 63, he's just about, I think he would pretty much be locked in. As long as we don't have any new winners. New winners will obviously hurt those chances of racing in on points. But he's still got a chance. He's in good position right now. But if he wants to win a race and lock himself in this week at Watkins Glen, he can by all means do so. But I wouldn't bank on it. We're going to talk odds in a few minutes, and he doesn't have a good history here at Watkins Glen. So,
Yes,
yeah, he's going to be points racing this week, I think. So, yeah, that's the point standings. Anything surprised you about the point standings this year? 23 races in?
I mean, I'd have to look at him. Give me a second to pull him up.
That's fine. I know that you're a big Winston Cup guy. You know, the old full season point standings. Do you know who would be leading?
It's got robbed up.
Yeah. Do you know who would be leading the Winston Cup points this year? I have the answer for you.
I would say Chase.
Yeah, he is. And he's got like around a triple digit lead, like 100 points or something. Um,
Yeah.
my big takeaway from the Winston Cup point standings, if they were, still doing that, Chase Briscoe's fourth on that list.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's been incredible, especially lately. But yeah, that's I didn't prepare you
It's all
to
right.
ask you.
It's all right. I got the app pulled up here. Here's the standings. Oh, that's the okay. Wait, do I need playoff standings? Driver standings? Looks like Byron's in the lead for the points right now.
Yeah, he's the point leader for the driver standings.
Okay. Okay, so what jumps out to me here is let me scroll down.
Are you still on the driver standings?
Yeah.
Isn't Bowman like ninth?
Bowman is ninth.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so he would still be top 10
Yeah.
in a season long driver standings.
Mm-hmm.
But you get those winners that you just don't really expect, and that hurts your playoff standings.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Got to win.
So we were talking about Bowman's prediction for Watkins, right?
Not yet, but because he's going to be racing for points this week. He does not have a good
Yeah, I have some
history
info
here.
on Bowman for Watkins Glen here.
Say again.
I have some info on Bowman for Watkins Glen here.
Oh, do you?
I do.
You want to save it for when I
Yeah.
talk about them individually? Then
Sure.
we'll get right to that if you want. You ready?
Whatever.
Let's do it then.
Your show.
I don't know why I'm leaning forward all of a sudden. Just guess I'm comfier like this.
You got to chill, man.
All right, man. The Braves are losing in the bottom of the sixth. I bet you could have predicted that.
Yes.
All right.
Unfortunate.
Watkins Glen preview. So Watkins Glen, pretty Oh, excuse me, people. Home run. Profar home run.
Jurvixon profile.
All right, where was I? Goodness, I gotta quit watching my TV. Yeah, historical track, classic NASCAR kind of track. Hendrick Motorsports Organization. This is one of our better tracks of all time. So at Watkins Glen, we've raced at least one car in 38 races. And in those 38 races, we have 11 wins, which is the most of any organization. We got 8 poles, which is the most of any organization. We got 25 top fives, 44 top tens, and then we've led 760 laps, which is more than any other organization. So I will give individual stats now to each of our drivers. Did you want to add anything for everybody or just Bowman?
Oh yeah, I've got predictions for everyone at
Oh, predictions.
or what are we talking about?
Well, after I give their statistics at Watkins Glen,
Oh, I
then we
do.
will talk. We're going to talk about the odds, and then we'll give our predictions.
Yeah. I got bad statistics for Bowman at Watkins Glen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to mention that actually.
Yeah.
Do you have
Go
a
ahead.
prediction for every driver this week?
Just the Hendrick guys.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I've got a couple that I think are gonna excel this week. My non-Hendrick predictions.
Okay. Then, by all means, when I finish each driver in this segment, you can go ahead and give your little prediction. I guess just don't give away your race winner prediction.
Okay.
Maybe lead us on and give us a little teaser.
Yeah. Sure,
How's
it's
that
gonna
sound?
be real hard to predict that this week.
All right, here we go. We're gonna start with Larson. I go in numerical order, by the way.
Okay.
So Larson number 5. All right, so Larson at Watkins Glen, he's got 10 starts, 2 wins, no poles. He's got 3 top fives and 5 top tens. He's led 38 laps, and his average finish is 12.2. What do you think about this week for Larson?
I think he is. I picked him in fantasy, so I hope he's doing great. I mean, I honestly do feel like he has taken over the best road course racer title in Hendrick. I think he's leapt over Chase in that regard, especially here at Watkins Glen. I think that was pretty much all I had. Yeah, I hope he does great. I got him in fantasy.
I feel you. I I love the comment that you just made. I gotta like give a little pushback on it. I still think Chase is the best road racer in the Hendrick camp, and I mean, yes, there's quite a bit of bias there probably, but I recognize Larson as the best short track racer that we got and the best mile and a half driver that we got. And certainly Larson has won more road course races in the next gen car. But I've also seen him have some terrible drives in the next gen car at road course races. But what I don't see much from Chase is I don't see many bad races from him. And one of my favorite things to do, especially this season, since we have that HBO Max driver cam, I love watching Chase Elliott try to drive through the field at a road course. He's super good at it. Even now, even though he doesn't have a win in the next gen car, he's I'm still convinced that he's probably one of the best in the series. So yeah, had to give a little pushback.
Let me add on that. Well,
Go for it.
like I said earlier, Chase Elliott is one of the more consistent drivers in Hendrick.
Yeah.
And it's weird that Larson's not mentioned in that conversation because he's always like at the top of the standings or like
Yeah.
the playoff standings anyway. But this is your real life version of Ricky Bobby. This guy is either gonna win the race or wreck the car trying. There's no in between for this guy.
That's true.
And that's why you see those bad finishes so often. Because if he ain't gonna win, he said, "I'm trying whatever it takes, and if I wreck the car, it gets wrecked."
Yeah. Well, if you ain't first, you last, right?
Amen.
Larson took something from that movie. All right, next we got Chase Elliott. He's got 8 starts at Watkins Glen, 2 wins, 2 poles, 4 top 5s, 4 top 10s, 170 laps led. His average finish is 10.6. This is where he got his first career win. So, what do you think about Chase this week at the Glen?
I mean, obviously, he's a great road course racer. Like, he's not far removed from, in my opinion, Larson taking over the top road course racing spot, Hendrick. He is the third best odds in Hendrick this week.
Yeah, true.
Not if I'm sorry if you were saving that for later, but yeah, he's
No, that's fine.
Larson, Byron, Elliott, and then Bowman.
Yeah.
So not surprising with Bowman. He's been terrible at this track. We're gonna get into that later. But yeah.
Yeah, I was a little surprised to see Chase not getting as much respect in the odds as I thought he would. But maybe that means we should take advantage of it. So,
right.
All right. Next up, we got William Byron. And sorry, this beer is not mixing well with the Little Caesars pizza I just had a little bit ago. William Byron has 6 starts at Watkins Glen. He's got 1 win, no poles. That 1 win was his only top 5. He does have 3 top 10s. He's led 66 laps, and his average finish is 15.3. What you got on William Byron?
Let's see. He won this race in 2023.
23?
Yeah, he's obviously a contender. I mean, he's just a great all-around racer. I'd say he's probably our best all-around driver.
I would agree with that too. Yeah, he doesn't seem to have a weakness
in the conversation. I mean, he could definitely win this race. I mean, he's won it before.
Yeah, he does not have a weakness. He can win on any type of track. You know, we have not seen Larson win on a super speedway yet. Once he gets that down, Larson will be the best overall everywhere we go.
Right.
On the NASCAR circuit. But yeah, right now, William Byron he's a contender. He's at the top of the odds every single week, no matter where we are.
He has the most, I would say, simulation background as well. So that probably helps him with like his all-around advantage here. But I mean, Larson's just the best racer in the world, and you can't super speedways.
Byron was really good at Rainbow Road back in the day, right? He had to be.
Had to be.
This guy's incredible, and he started on the video games, right?
Yep, that had to be it.
I sucked at that game, that track specifically. that that track frustrated me.
Mm.
All right,
Is this guy even old
Alex
enough
Bo.
for like the original Mario Kart 64?
Say again.
Said, is Byron even old enough for the original Mario Kart 64?
Probably not.
Right?
Probably not. Did you see me lean up to my mic to hear you better? I don't know why I did that. My
Doesn't
speaker
make
is right
sense to
here.
me, but I did see it.
All right, let's get through Alex Bowman's stats because these are awful. I'm going to try not to throw up while I read this. He has 8 starts at Watkins Glen. No wins, no poles, no top fives, no top tens. He's led 1 lap, and his average finish is 21st. His best finish is 14th. He's done that on 3 different occasions. Is there a chance that he can get his best finish of his career this week
At Watkins Glen, absolutely.
at
There's a
Watkins
chance.
Glen?
Yeah, absolutely. He's like I said, he is consistent. He's shown like good ability on road courses, just
Yeah,
not
yeah,
this time. Not a
yeah.
single top 10 in his 8 races here.
Correct. Yeah, yeah. He's actually he's improved so much on road courses that
Absolutely,
I
yeah.
mean I think a lot more highly of him on those road courses now. But yeah, he just doesn't have anything at Watkins Glen yet that makes me want to believe he can go out and win this race with the odds that he has. They're enticing odds, but
hmm hmm
but if he can at least get a top 10, I will be happy with a top 10. If he can keep that point cushion going into
See
Richmond.
that very possible. I think he can crack the top 10.
Yeah. I'm going to pull up my app because we're about to get into the odds. But I want to see what his odds are to get a top 10 this week before we move on.
Oh, top
Um,
10. So I got that here too.
Bowman is plus 175 to get a top 10. So he has very similar odds to get a top 10 as SVG has to win this race.
I'm about to say the exact same
Very
thing.
similar. So,
I was down to
so I guess we
130.
feel good about a Bowman top 10, huh?
Yeah, feel pretty good.
All right. Yeah. Let me go ahead and give you the rest of the odds that I made sure to write down. And for those of you listening, these odds were pulled from the Hard Rock Betting app. So let's begin with the race favorite, the guy that everybody thinks is going to win this race. And I mean, we have every reason to believe this to actually happen.
Barring an act of God.
Yeah. uh, SVG, his odds are plus 135. That might have changed. Nope, still 135. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I wrote these down like an hour ago.
At the timing of this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. So plus 135 to win is SVG. To give you a little bit of reference, the second best odds to win this race belong to Connor Zilic, and
Mm-hmm.
he's plus 475.
Who you took in fantasy.
I did. And I don't feel great about that pick. And the reason is I know the kid has all the talent in the world. I know that when he begins his full-time cup career, he's going to be very difficult at these tracks. He and SVG are going to be flip-flopping wins. They're going to be racing for wins for several years to come. But like right now, it's still a little bit too early in his career. These cars are difficult, and he doesn't drive this next-gen car every single week.
Right.
So I think plus 475 is a little too low for him.
I agree. I think it's too generous.
Yeah. Like I say, he's got all the talent in the world, but
What was it? I'm pretty sure he's the guy that outran SVG in Xfinity Series race earlier this year.
he did. Yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm. He might be his only competition this week.
Yeah. I forget exactly what race that was. It wasn't too long ago, actually,
Pretty
because
sure it was the Mexico race.
no, because Suarez won that one.
Oh, the Xfinity one, yeah.
But it was one of these recent road courses. But regardless, I mean, Zilic, he's 19 years old, so he has every excuse to not win this race. You just got to remember that he's going up against guys that have been doing this for 10, 12, 15 years and are really good in this next gen car. So yeah, it's going to be tough for Zelich to win, but we'll see.
It was
Did you
Sonoma.
want to add something?
It was Sonoma Raceway.
Sonoma?
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because SVG won that cup race.
Right, right. But he got beat by Zilish in the Xfinity.
Yeah. Yeah, and they put on quite a show at the end of that race too.
They did. They
The
did.
Xfinity race. All right. So let me give you the Hendrick odds this week. Larson, he has the third best odds in the entire field. He's plus 1,100. William Byron has the fourth best odds. He's plus 1,200 this week. Chase Elliott has the sixth best odds. He's plus 1,400. And then Alex Bowman has the 16th highest odds this week to win. He's plus 4,000. And then I put down some notables. I'll go through some of these notables, and if you want to mention some, by all means you can. But actually, what I did was I wrote down a bunch of drivers that haven't won a race yet this year that I feel like could come to Watkins Glen. And if we could somehow remove SVG and Zilich, maybe, like any of these guys could possibly win their way into the playoffs. So I'll start with Michael McDowell. He's plus 1,400. He's got the same odds as Chase Elliott this week. Right behind him is Tyler Reddick. He's plus 1,500 this week. We've seen him run very well on road courses. AJ Allmendinger, he's plus 1,750, and there was a time where he was considered a road course ringer. Now he's become a pretty good all-around driver in NASCAR. Chris Buescher is plus
Quick.
2. Say
Sorry.
what?
AJ Allmendinger has gotten significantly better at mile and a half tracks.
He has. He's improved all around. And it took him some time in Xfinity and Cup to end up becoming that all-around really good driver. But he's not only good at road courses anymore, and that used to be his thing. Buescher is plus 2,000, and this is the guy that beat SVG last year at Watkins Glen. Ty Gibbs, he's plus 2,250. We've seen him show flashes on road courses. And then the last one I wanted to mention, going back to Chris Buescher, his odds for a top 5 are plus 325. And I mentioned that as, that's obviously not for the race win, but I feel like those are pretty good odds just for him to get a top 5. And like I said, he just took it to SVG last year. So not super confident in the 17 this year, to be honest, from what I've seen. But to get a top 5, I might put a little something on that plus 325. So was there anything else you wanted to mention, or do you want to go ahead and make predictions?
I like what you said there about both the Dinger and Gibbs. I feel like this is a good race for both of them to win their way in, and Gibbs get his first win. Maybe, who knows?
Yeah, could very well, right?
Yep.
Okay. Does that is that a good little teaser for your predictions?
I mean, I guess, like you said, is if SVG bit the dust.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, as we make our predictions, we're going to give you 3 drivers that we believe to maybe be race winners this week. But I'll be honest with you, I took SVG right out of the equation because like everybody's going to pick him.
Yeah.
So obviously, not going to pick him on the podcast. I'll pick someone else to consider. But let's start with the Hendrick winner. I'll let you go first for each category, and then I'll go. Who do you got winning from the Hendrick camp, if anyone's going to?
My boy Larson. Got him
Your
in
boy Larson.
odds, and I got him in fantasy, so I'm going Larson.
Good pick. Good pick. All right. So you probably can guess who I'm picking from the Hendrick camp.
Elliott.
Yeah, I'll go with my guy Chase Elliott. And like I said, really think he'll just deliver a really good race. So both those guys got 2 wins at Watkins Glen. Who's going to be the first of 3? All right, who you got for a non-Hendrick winner?
Non-Hendrick winner. Well, My best picks would be either Christopher Bell or Tyler Reddick.
Bell or Reddick? Okay.
I feel like it's a good track. Well, actually, I would definitely go with Bell for my pick to win. That's not Hendrick Motorsports because as good as Reddick is at road courses, he has kind of struggled at Watkins Glen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So my non-Hendrick winner, obviously outside of SVG, and I would love to go Busher. Maybe if it's earlier in the season, I would go with Busher, but I feel like I've seen a large enough sample size from this team this year that they are just off, and so I don't have much confidence in them anymore. Um,
Agreed.
so I think who I will go with is Michael McDowell. I really want to go with a guy that is not locked into the playoffs. I kind of feel like this race could be a very chaotic race.
Right.
There's going to be like all those guys that I listed a couple minutes ago, the notable odds that I gave you. Like all those guys are going to see this as maybe their last chance to clinch a playoff spot.
Like McDowell.
Right. McDowell falls in that category big time. I feel like
Hmm.
Gibbs and Hocevar and Busher and
Yeah,
Allmendinger. Like if he wants to get into the playoffs, this is his chance.
these could all be like long shot picks too.
Yeah, they definitely could. But McDowell, I mean, he does have respectable odds. He's won on the road on a road course before,
Hmm.
so wouldn't come as a surprise. And just a few weeks ago, it was was it Chicago Street Course that he was leading like the entire first stage. He was running well, and then had
Pretty
some
sure.
misfortune happen that took him out of it.
Hmm.
But yeah, just feel pretty confident about him. So that's what we'll go with. But long shot pick. Oh, real quick. If you could pick between Larson or your non-Hendrick winner, Bell or Reddick, who would you pick out of those guys? Is it still Larson?
I think I'd still go Larson. Yeah.
Okay. I kind of
Hmm.
had a feeling. Because you took him in fantasy, right?
Well. See, I was gonna say that, but no. I honestly feel like Larson has a better shot than Bell at this track.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, third best odds.
Hmm.
But all right, who's your long shot then?
Well, it kind of pains me to say this because, like you said, he used to be the road course ringer, but I kind of want to put Allmendinger as my long shot because he ain't won in a while. He needs a win, and he's very capable of doing it on a road course. It's probably more likely to happen on a road course than anywhere else. So
Yeah.
yeah, aside from Gibbs getting his first win, I would say it's put Allmendinger as my long shot with a notable mention to Gibbs.
Yeah. All right. It's a good pick. Good pick. Little Family Feud reaction right there. Good answer. Good answer. Good pick, Jeremy. Good pick. So my long shot this week, I'm gonna go Ty Gibbs. I think this really came down to him or Hocevar. They're kind of
Definitely.
racing to see who wins their first Cup race of their career, and I mean, I really think with how chaotic this race could get, I wouldn't be surprised if several of these guys have opportunities late in the race to do something on one of those late race cautions. Those restarts are going to get nuts, especially going down into turn one. So, but at the end of the day, I do like where Ty Gibbs' road course program is a little bit more than where Hocevar is on the road courses. So,
But
um,
to add on to that, like the fact that Hocevar is so good on road courses everywhere, and just the fact that he's so good everywhere already, like
he is.
the,
He's
the
got speed
ceiling for
wherever
him
he
has got to
goes.
be like up here.
Yeah. I am just really afraid though that um who was it that said I think I can't remember whose pod I was listening to this week, but they said like whenever Hocevar has a win in reach, like one of these many drivers that has it out for him is going to make sure that they interrupt that and they ruin his day. So we'll see. But we might be watching this story be written for the next year or two still. Like,
Right.
I feel like it could take a long time for either of these guys to win. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, you want to make some picks for the other series real quick? We got Xfinity and trucks this week. It's a loaded weekend, and I pulled up on my app. I'm going to build your little parlay for you. So I've already got Larson as your winner, but I want to hear your Xfinity winner, and I want to hear your trucks winner, and let's see what a parlay could deliver you this week.
All right. First, I'm going to need to know who's racing in each series this week.
So let's do Xfinity first. You got SVG. He's the favorite at minus 135. And then Zilich is plus 100. But
Yeah.
everybody else is plus 1,100 or more. So McDowell is in the Xfinity race.
Yep. I just put up the odds here.
Yeah, that's about all the names that you would recognize from the Cup Series.
Correct. Yeah. The
that
top
have
three.
a chance. Huh?
I said, yeah, the top three. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Zilich for my pick.
You're going to go, hey, plus money. Plus money.
Yep.
All right. Good pick. Good pick. I say that because I also went with Zilich as my Xfinity pick as well. Okay.
Nice.
All right. And then who do you think is going to win this truck race?
Now,
It's not often I pick Xfinity and trucks because we don't have any Hendrick drivers in this race this week, or in the Xfinity or truck races this week. But figured it'd be cool to build a little parlay, especially being at a road course. So, do you have those trucks odds pulled up?
I do. But I had already decided before I saw these odds that Kyle Busch is going to win that truck race.
A lot of good names here, right?
Yeah. Busch,
Yep.
Sure, Bell, Chastain. And
Okay.
we got Connie Zilich racing in this one too.
Yes. So Kyle Busch is plus 600 to win the truck race. So here's what I did for you. Here's your parlay. You got Larson in the Cup. You got Zilich in Xfinity, and you got Kyle Busch in trucks. About how much money do you want to put on this? How confident do you feel? Just a couple bucks. It's a big
I'd
parlay.
say $10 worth. $10.
$10.
Mm-hmm,
That would win you 1,680.
Ooh.
So,
I'm gonna put 5 on it just for fun.
yep, 5 would win you 840.
Oh, how much was the $10 one?
10 was 1,600 something. So
I'm putting $5 on it right now.
I'm going to put mine in here and see what I cooked up. I had Chase Elliott. Then I had Connor Zilich in Xfinity and Corey Hyman trucks. And if I put $3, I'd get 360 in return. 3 for 360. So
360.
sometimes I like to put however many legs that I have in the parlay. I like that to be my bet. So since this is a 3-leg parlay, I'll just put $3 on it. And we'll see what happens. But yeah, we've made our predictions. For anyone listening, make your predictions. Road courses are fun to bet on. Road courses and super speedways are my favorite races to bet on. So,
Fun fact, I'm not a huge bettor. In fact, I've only bet like 3 times, I think. And my first bet ever was AJ Allmendinger plus 2,000. I put I don't remember how much, but on like $5. I won like 200 from it or something. So whatever that equals on a plus 2,000. Maybe I only put $1 on it. Damn.
Well.
But anyways,
Look at us
my
trying to do
first
math.
ever real bet, I won. AJ Allmendinger won that race. Has been downhill since.
Yeah, it didn't even hook you apparently though. That's crazy.
Yeah, right.
Well, we're gonna wrap things up. What I usually like to do at the end of the episode, for anyone that might be traveling to the race, I like to give some restaurant recommendations. But look, I've never been to the Glen. I think it's in New York. I could be wrong about that. But I don't have any personal restaurants to recommend to you. However, I did hear something interesting from Kevin Harvick's podcast. He likes to go to the Glen because it's one of the very few places that you can get a Busch Light in a bottle. And so I feel like that alone is enough reason to go to Watkins Glen for a race one day. So I've never had Busch Light out of anything except for a can. Oh, wasn't it on tap at Twin Peaks, you said?
What's that? The Busch Light?
Busch Light.
Yeah, it was.
Dude. Yeah, we got to go back there so I can get it then. I've only ever had it in a can. So,
All right. There's that parlay. Kyle Larson, Connor Zilich,
he's
and
hooked.
Kyle Busch. We're
Why
going to
do I
place
see
that
my
bet
face
right now,
multiple times?
live on the stream.
Oh, boy. I've never
Done.
done that. I've never done that.
Done.
All right, well,
Based
here's
on his
what.
recommendation, he owes me $5 if I lose. But you don't get half the money if I win. Okay.
Ah. All right, here's the weekend schedule for you. Trucks race on Friday at 5 o'clock. That's on FS1. We don't have any Hendrick equipment in that race. Xfinity races on Saturday at 3 o'clock on the CW. We don't have any Hendrick equipment in that race. The only race we do have something in is on Sunday at 2 o'clock. That is the Cup Series race. That's on USA. And, yeah, it's going to be, I think, only one road course race remaining after this one. That will obviously occur during the playoffs. But next week, we'll come back on the pod. We will discuss what we saw at Watkins Glen. And then there's just 2 races left before the playoffs begin. And speaking of playoffs, I've been working on a playoff preview, and that episode will be recorded live at the Oyster Pub in Daytona Beach on Friday, August 22nd. So if you are local or if you happen to be traveling to that race, I would love to see you come by the Oyster Pub and say hey to us. We will be recording a podcast. That's going to be at 1 o'clock. And, dude, did I tell you Blaney's going to be doing a meet and greet at that time?
Oh, really?
I wore a shirt, so that's what reminded me. Yeah, he's got a meet and greet at 1 o'clock on that Friday. So,
Dang.
yeah, kind of blows to be missing out on that. But that also tells me that they won't be doing Cup Series practice or qualifying while we're at the restaurant. So it's not like we're going to be missing something super important from the Cup Series because of that podcast. I was a little bit afraid of that. But that must be a little bit later that afternoon if he's doing a meet and greet beforehand. So
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've loved Blaney for such a long time. I've got a medium shirt. With Blaney on it.
Oh,
I knew that'd kill you.
I've loved Blaney for such a short amount of time. I've got a double XL on right now. Oh, golly, son. Well, once again, loved having you on. Thank you for joining the pod again.
Yep, you gotta shake
and bake. Are you going to take that crazy hat off when we get off?
Definitely wasn't gonna wear it the rest of the night.
Okay, cool. Just making sure, man. All right, well, dude, good luck to your parlay. Good luck to Larson in your fantasy league and in our fantasy league, actually. Sorry. It is yours, though. You do run it.
Oh, well, thank you.
But, all right. Everybody have a good weekend. And hope to see you next week when we talk about the Glen. Later.
And see you in 2 weeks.
Oh, you're going to be there.
I'll be there. Hey.
Oh, I have not confirmed with anybody yet. But
Dang.
you heard it from the mouth of Jeff Tyson himself.
Yep.
El Prezidente will be present at the Oyster Pub.
Day drinking.
Looking forward to it. We'll see y'all later.
Peace.